Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio. I made some modifications to the different blueprints that were out there. One of the issues that I saw coming is that what I want to do is take these lines and then kind of fold them back on themselves and have them coming the other way. And by not being able to put this line of beacons right here, they weren't lining it up. So I needed to line it up to the beacon rows, as well as make it to where these beacons could actually be here. It was overlapping a little bit where that couldn't happen, so that we couldn't fold it back around. So that's fixed. It's still, we're not going to be able to fold it in this direction, but that's okay. Once we get, we're going to take it out like this, and then we'll curve it around, and then this next level will be coming that way, and we now have an open space down here for a row of beacons. Not necessarily for another one of those, but were we to put, were the assembly machines to line up, like right in here, that wouldn't conflict. So that's where that's going. But I got all that taken care of, and I've developed a system here for checking off these factories as I have placed them down. I'm turning them into the blue assemblers. So that works out well. Yeah, and eventually I said, I wanted to turn this around on itself and take it back the other way so we can get like a full circle and be space efficient. But I think for now, I'm just going to keep taking it off to the right because we have a lot of room here. I'm hoping we won't stretch further than that. But, we just want to lay everything out, right? We just want to get it out and get it working. From the development world, code that is actually running and functioning is worth a lot more than the code that is on the whiteboard. And I'm just noticing that these beacons, they don't spin in unison. Huh. What if there's a way to do something about that? Okay, that got those two in the middle kind of synchronized. Boy, now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. But I've got to. I've got to not see that. I'm sure it's probably always been like that. And I'm just noticing it now, and I totally did not place that down right. Let's try that again. That's going to line up with those power poles, and oh, it's not going to work. That's going to need to come out to there, and I wonder, did I account for that? I don't think I did. All right, so we'll have to sneak some wires, some poles in here, and that'll be fine, I guess. Guess it'll have to be. It's already a big power pole mess, anyways. I found out that it is the almost invisible electric wires mod that was causing my blueprint problems, and that is no longer a thing. Because I turned it off, and I figured it'd be good to turn it off anyway, because it was probably, looking back on some of the old videos, it was really kind of hard to see what it was I was doing there with all those wires, but now it is all fixed. And you can actually see the electric wires now, a little better than you could before. Okay, so we need to get, we're on bullets. And we're bringing in steel, we're going to be bringing in coal, and we're going to be bringing in stone brick. And we should be good. Let's see, coal, plastic wire, more iron, stone, right here. This is the guy right here. How do we mark this? We'll put a requester chest right there. That is the one, I'm sorry, a provider chest. That's one right there where we need to bring in stone. We'll already have stone, brick, and steel. All right, so that'll just be a 1 in. Iron, copper. Do we need anything else on here? I don't think so. I think that's our last in, isn't it? All right, I'm sure I'm missing something. I mean, we have the petroleum, or the fluid ends. Those are going to be things, but other than that, I think that is it. All right, so we'll do those two, 3, and we're gonna have to make this work for chemical plants. Chemical plants should be the same size. However, they're gonna come with their own set of challenges. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's use the book. So 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do one more. And we'll figure out, I'm just randomly clicking buttons now. All right, and we'll get all these set up. Let's see, that was going to be the piercing rounds. You are going to be grenades, walls, black science. All right. Grenades, walls, black science. We need pipe and 2 engines. So you will be pipe and engines and engines. All right, let's get a tree deconstruct going on here. And I don't suppose this is going to be in robot range. Not even a little bit. All right, and let's see, is that in robot range? Yes, it is. Okay, so that'll get built eventually. All right, so we need to somehow get a chemical plant in here, and it's going to be plastic. All right, I think all we'll have to do... let's move this one over. Like that, and then we can take an underground from out there and then just plug it in like that. And that should be good. All right, let's get all these set up. You need to be copied over to that. And all you guys need to be, we need to change the plastic, or the fish over to plastic for you guys. Fish over to engine units. For both of you. And pipe. Okay. And this is a black science. Walls. This is the really exciting part of the build. And I'm tempted to start talking about something else, but I'm afraid about losing my concentration and messing something up. And I don't want to distract you guys either, because you're checking my work here, and your job is to report down below which ones of these that I missed. All right, that's all good. I think. You do not have power now. Hmm. What we just won't look at that. It's like the little beacon tops all spinning out of all cattywampus. We just won't look at it. All right, so that takes care of all of that, and we're off by 1. But I think as soon as we get this in here, we'll be back to evens. So we need 1 for plastic and 1 for copper wire. So that'll go there, and let's see, I think what we want to do is remove you guys, and then just copy this setup right there, and that should all be good and ready to go. Plastic, 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 plastic. All right, that one is good to go, and you are going to be wires. Okay, and then we just need to get red circuits going. And I'm having an idea here where we can do 2 things at the same time. Let's push, make sure this network, this is a big mess. Move that over there. And I don't want those 2 red networks to cross. But we can set a request for fish like that. And my thought is here, we can visually tell if I've missed any of these inserters. Because in theory, if I set this to a fish... Wait a minute. Shouldn't that be fish 40? That. Oh, this isn't hooked up. Okay, now we got 40 fish on the line, and that should give us a visual representation. We get the green light right here on this inserter, and that will tell us that that is incorrect and needs to be fixed a bit. All right, and let's see, are we seeing any? Ah, yes, like the inserters here. I guess we haven't set up any of this. Trying to kitch-proof this as much as possible. All right, you are going to be the transport belt. Green science. I always want to click on these for the sciences. Always. Every time. You can go back on the tape and check. Every time I'm looking for a science, I just automatically go to that one right there. All right. And bullets. All right. And then we have our coal, steel, and stone bricks coming in here, and that's going to continue on. I'm looking for green lights. I'm not seeing any. Now, that doesn't guarantee that these are working. It just lowers the probability that I forgot to set the fish filter. All right, that looks good. Okay, let's pull out the book again, and we can move on. We need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is going to be circuits. Now, there's something to be said for spreading these out a bit till they're actually needed. Like just getting the circuits that we need to go to the line. The reason why I like to group them up together is in order to build this, we're taking 2 plastic bars off, 4 copper wire, and 2 electric circuits, and we're turning that into 1 advanced circuit. That is freeing up 6, 7, 8 spaces on the belt and replacing it with 1. And that is a pretty good deal, if you ask me. Boom, 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 boom. Even those are ghosted. Are they going to set? Hopefully they will. All right, and we'll move this out. To there, and robots can begin building on that as well. Okay, where are we at now? I need to make a concrete path running through here. This is going to be quite long. All right, so there's all of those. All right, a couple more chemical plants. And then blue science. Okay, blue science, and you two are going to be chemical plants. Dot and dot. And you're going to be making solid fuel, I believe. Now, there is something to be said. Of all the solid fuel that we're making here, a very, very, very small percentage of it is actually being used by these. Most of them is going to be used by the rocket fuel, which is way, 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 way down the line. There's something to be said about maybe not doing this for these guys. Maybe just putting 1 here because we're not saving space in this situation. We're actually uncompressing space because we're taking fluids from off of the. We're not pulling anything off. We're just adding, right? But there's also something to be said about the logistics of running oil, and we can just run oil to 1 spot right here instead of having to do it here and then at another place. Same thing with the plastic. We can just kind of consolidate where our oil inputs are there. All right, did the robots build those? They did. Let's get those hooked up. Okay, and oh, interesting. That setup does work with the oh, yeah, because, yeah, I put those in the middle there, so those are kind of offset. They're not at a... That makes sense. All right, are all these correct? You need to be set. I would have missed that. We're not for the green flashy lights. And you need to be set. I did not go to the fluid page that time. I did note that. And I don't know if we can set these when they're not in, but I guess we'll find out. All right, and the robots will get to building that. Boy, this is going to be long, isn't it? And we're down to here, and we need the stone right here, but we're starting a new set right here, so I think I want to go ahead, and that's going to be a 1 in, I believe, everything else we got. I was toying with the idea of putting sulfuric acid in line. The reason why is because it actually you don't require anything at all, but you require iron plates, which are going to be on the bus, and it doesn't make sense to do that elsewhere. But that doesn't require anything else coming in. All right, so let's go down here. We'll set up our, I think it's just a 1 in. Be that set up right there. And you know what? We haven't added in a mixer of any sorts yet. I'm just looking at this. We're not going to have enough room, are we? We're going to have to bust out the landfill, or maybe even fold it around on itself. What to do, what to do, what to do. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got going on around here? We've got this stone patch up here. Robots can build landfill in this version, which is pretty darn awesome. And I was kind of considering maybe using some landfill, like in mass, to free up some space for building these contraptions that we're building here. And I may look into doing that. Do we have... There's like this stone patch here, 33 million. We've got this one over here, it's 11. This one's 25. And we've got this one that's 23. Is it just 4? Oh, we have this one in base still too, right? 612K. Produce 1 million electric circuits. Awesome. Yeah, I may set up a permanent landfill base and start cranking out the landfill, and we'll free up some space. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I may go ahead and fill out some of these guys, and I know that's probably a little bit monotonous watching me set up these. It's pretty much going to be this straight on till morning. It's just different items we're putting in the chest, and different items that we're actually producing. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. Have a good one.